In the United States, the journey toward civil rights for all people had been a long and hard fight. It's a story of courage, resistance, and just the pursuit of wanting justice for all. From the 1800s to the 1960s, African Americans, along with other groups, demanded equality, equal rights, and just the freedom from of it all. In the early 20th century, African Americans were faced with systemic racism. Segregation laws, one of them known as Jim Crow, kept black people separate from whites in schools, public places, and even in transportation. The dream of equality seemed out of reach for many, but all just hoped that some change would soon be made. In 1955, in Montgomery, Alabama, Rosa Parks took a stand. She took a stand by sitting down. Parks, an African woman, refused to give up her seat on the segregated bus, sparking the Montgomery bus boycott. This act of deviance, you could say, became a turning point, inspiring thousands to join the boycott, also, one of them being led by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The boycott lasted over a year, and despite of intense pressure, the people of Montgomery remained strong. In 1956, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that segregation on public buses was unconstitutional. This victory showed the power of peaceful protest and solidarity. In 1963, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his iconic I Have a Dream speech. Over 250,000 people gathered in the nation's capital for the march with King Jr., demanding equal rights and justice for all. King's words became a symbol of hope, calling for an end to racism and an establishment of a nation where people are judged by the content of their character, not because of the color of their skin. A quote from his speech is, "I have a dream that one day little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with other little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers." Dr. King's vision and the hard work of countless activists pushed the government to act. In 1964, the Civil Rights Act was passed. This law outlawed discrimination based on race, color, religion, or sex. It was a significant step toward ending segregation and securing equal rights for all Americans. The fight didn't stop there. In 1965, the Voting Rights Act was signed into law. It banned racial discrimination in voting, ensuring that all Americans, no matter their race, could have a voice in the political process. This was a step in the battle for equality, especially in the South where many African Americans had been denied the right to vote. The civil rights movement changed the course of American history, but the journey didn't end with these victories. It just showed for future struggles and for justice and equality to fight hard and reach for your rights. Today, we continue to honor the sacrifices of those who fought for civil rights, and their dream of a more justice and equality society lives on. It's a history act that calls us to stand up for justice and to make the world a better place for everyone.